Awesome, guys, welcome back. So the next video here that we're going to have is pretty much finishing the setting up our server page. So from the previous video, what we had was making our two folders, our backend and our front end, and then we were starting to focus just on our backend just to make sure everything's working on our backend. And then we installed our dependencies, which were Express, Mongoose, cores, and body parser, and we pretty much installed it and ready to go. And we lastly just listed off the next things that we were going to work on. So pretty much that's what we're going to do now, and we'll just continue. So next thing that we're going to do is connect to our Express app. So in order to use or to connect to it, you're going to have to do const, another variable. This time it's going to be app equals express and then parentheses. So you're going to be calling the Express under the variable app. Okay. So then next thing that we're going to do, you just want to test it out. And this I'm gonna paste it on. We're going to be using it when we're going to be connecting to our MongoDB. It just helps with the connection, parsing the connection as well. So I'm just going to put this down a little bit here. Okay, perfect. So in order to see if our app is working, we want to start it up as well. Listen. And we want to use a port, any port you can find, but I like to use 3001. And then since we have NodeMon, the cool thing, so what we're going to do now is we are going to use NodeMon. So we're going to do npx NodeMon server, just like that. And then you press enter, and then as you can see, starting no server. So that means we're up and running. Okay, so now pretty much we started up our server and then we have it connected here. So we're using the Express app to listen to the port, any port that of you're choosing, but I chose 3001. Okay, and then if you want to just double check with everything, pretty much you can just do local host and then 3001, and then you can see that it's working. When you get this white page with cannot get / that means it's working, as you can see. So we're just going to comment this out, and then we refresh the page and it's not working anymore because it's not set up anymore. Okay, so we're just going to reverse that, and then perfect. So now we have our server up and running. Okay, and this is what I wanted to show about NodeMon as well, which is pretty cool. So you can see we don't have to manually do it anymore. It's going NodeMon will do it for us. Start the server and kill the server, and then start it back up, kill it, start it back up. And if we make a mistake, let's say we put APSP, it's going to give us the reason, a notification, app crashed, and then you can just look up, and then it's going to tell us where our problem lies. So it's right there pointing. There's a problem with APSP.listen 3001, and it says APSP is not defined. So remember, we had app defined. So you can just delete the S, and we're back up and running. Okay, and then the cool thing as well here is if you do this, it's gonna kill the server with any errors that it does encounter. Okay. So let's just bring this back and just refresh the page, and perfect. So we're good to go here. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to just install our middleware. That way we just have it right then and there. So the middleware that we are going to be using is cores and body parser. And cores, once again, pretty much is going to help us not get any errors when we are trying to reach our API endpoints, when we're rendering it to the front end. And body parser is going to help just pretty much take the information and put it into JSON parse it into JSON format. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to do app.use and then cores for the first one, and then app.use body parser.json. Okay, and that's it. Pretty simple, right? So after that, we are going to connect to MongoDB. So in order to connect to MongoDB, we are going to go to MongoDB, and let me just make it bigger. And if you don't have an account, and MongoDB is pretty cool, you just sign up for an account. It's free as well. You can use it for free, which is awesome. So once we are in our projects, we're going to make a new project, and we'll just call this actually MERN Proj. Okay. And then here you can just use any add any members, but I'm already here, so I'm good to go. Create a project. Now this will take a while here. Okay, and then you can add the current IP address if that shows it. So it shows the IP address. Okay, and then after that you should go to database, and then we're in the MERN project. Perfect, so we're good to go. Now we're going to build a database. So you click here, and then it'll give you these three options. You can click on the free one, which is great that they do that for testing purposes. And then pretty much everything's filled out here. But for my sake, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to put cluster 15. Just for me, you can leave it at cluster 0 if this is your first time using MongoDB. But I'll just use mine as cluster 15. And then after this, you can just press create, and then it will take you to pretty much like a quick start security. So you can do username and password, and this is where you create it. But I already have one. You can make a username and password here. So I'm just going to use Alan, and then I'll make the password MERN password. Okay. So after this, you can just create user, and that's it, pretty much, right? So now when you go down here, you go to my local environment or cloud. If you're not in a local environment, you can do that also. But we're just going to stick to local environment, and then we already added our IP address. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is basically go back here, and then we're going to go to our database here. And as you can see, it's going to be loading at the moment. So just give that a bit. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, 1 to 3 minutes that I've seen. So just let that load for the moment. And then pretty much what we're going to do is we're just going to continue with our Mongo here just in the meantime. So what we're going to do here is we are going to make another variable. That way we can say we can save our string, our MongoDB string, that what we're going to use to connect to our server. So we can do const db URI and then equal, and then just make it a string here. And then we can just wait for this to load. Let's just see if it loads. Hopefully it loaded here. Okay, it's still needing here because we still have to make our DB here. So just give it a few seconds here. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, it's been pretty much done on creating. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to browse collection, and then we are going to pretty much make our database. So we're going to go to add my own data, and then we're going to make the database name. So this one we're going to call it Todo, and then we can call it to-do list. Now afterwards, it's going to be a to-do because we're just going to be using simple, but I just like to have this just filled out here. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, we have our database, we have our collection here. So our database is this top one, to-do, and our collection is to-do list. Okay, so now we go back to database, and then we click on the connect. So it's going to give you different options here. You can connect it with the driver. You can connect it in your Compass, in your shell, whichever you feel most comfortable with, even in VS Code, which is pretty cool. But we're going to be using Node.js. So we're going to click there, and then it's going to give you the string here, connection string, and you just copy this here, and then just go back to VS Code, and you can just paste it. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do here is, once we paste it, we have to input these fields here. You're going to see username and password. So you're just the username and password that you just created, we're going to use that. So it's going to be Alan11. And then I believe it was test123, test123. Let me just go back here. Test123. Okay, perfect. Yep. So it's test123. And then right here, I know I've missed this part a lot of times before, but before the question mark, that's where your database, the name of your database is going to be. So ours was to do, so we just write to do. Okay, and perfect. So we're pretty much done with this here. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use Mongoose to connect. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in Mongoose, and you can type it like this here as well, connect. You could type it like this, but I like to just have things on separate lines. So I'm just going to do Mongoose and then on separate line .connect. It's all the same. So then here I'm going to write DB URI, okay, and then just write a comma, space, and then put in your curly brackets, and then press enter. And then the next thing that we're going to do is use this here. That's why I just had this pasted here. So I'm just going to take this and here. Perfect. And pretty much what the use new URL parser and use unified topology, it's just gonna make our connection to our MongoDB database easier and more fluid from what I read from the documents. So awesome. So we have that. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to use a then here. Okay, and then we function, and then we are just going to fire it off, and then inside here, this is when we're basically going to bring in here our app.listen. So you can copy and paste in it, or on a Mac you can press option and highlight it, and then press option and just up, and it's going to just bring it up here. Okay, perfect. So this is going to be almost like a function in itself, and then you're just going to put the parentheses and then fire it off again. Okay, so then now what we're going to do is we are going to console.log it, and then we want it to say, if everything's up and running, we want it to say server is successfully connected to port 3001 and MongoDB is connected, something like that you can write. And then as you can see, server is successfully connected to port 3001 and MongoDB is connected. And then of course with everything, you want to make sure that there are no errors. So you're going to put a .catch, and then you're going to use error. Okay, and fire off the function as well. And this time we're going to do console.log as well. But this time we're going to say server and MongoDB are failed to connect. Okay, sorry, I just like to see these things. Okay, cool. So if it's working, we're gonna get server successfully connected to port 3001 and MongoDB is connected right down here in our nodemon. And then if there are any errors, we'll see server and MongoDB failed to connect. So as we can see, let's just type in this. Now it's going to give us app crashed, and then it's going to tell us, as you can see here, mongoose.connect catch is not a function. Okay, so it stopped the server and it's not working anymore. But if we just make everything good, everything is up and running, and if it's up and running, it'll give us service is successfully connected. Okay, perfect. So look at that, guys. So now we pretty much have it connected to MongoDB, and if you want to just double check it, so you can just go back to MongoDB and then just refresh the page, and then you'll see here in the last 6 minutes, right here, you see it's in and out. As soon as you see that, you can tell that pretty much that it's working, that you're connected. And then but if you ever hit this by accidentally, just refresh the page, because it ends up just staying there for whatever reason. And then as you can see, we just refresh the page again, and it should be different numbers. If it's not, yep, perfect. So you can see that it's working. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it for setting up the server. The next video is going to be pretty much on making the schema. So I'll see you guys in a bit there.